You'll very often hear people talking about wanting to stay under that £100,000 income threshold, but not as often do you hear people say why. Well, why should you trust me? My name is Izzy, I'm a chartered accountant. I've been in the space for over a decade, and in that time I've seen some of the biggest transformations ever to be seen in business finance. And I have watched and witnessed those businesses who have embraced those changes have seen huge amounts of success. The main reason for this £100,000 kicking in goes back over a decade from when I started in finance, where the government set out a rule that if you earn more than £100,000, you will start losing £1 of your personal allowance for every £2 you earn over £100,000. Now, for those who don't know, the personal allowance is that £12,500 tax-free earnings you can earn. UK taxpayers get the first £12,500 of their earnings tax-free, unless you start falling into this category. More recently, there's been other cut-offs with that £100,000. In the last few years, the government has brought about more help for childcare costs for families, but that childcare cost help cuts off once you start earning more than £100,000 a year, and that's per person, not per household. Which means if you have one spouse earning £101,000 and the other spouse earning nothing, they will be ineligible to the free childcare. However, a couple where both spouses are earning £99,000 each, so the household income is £198,000, they will be eligible for the free childcare. I know it's unfair, but since when was life ever fair? There is also an issue that there's an effective 60% tax rate on people earning between £100,000 and £125,000. I'll explain that to you. If you earn £110,000, you're now going to lose £5,000 of your personal allowance. And at that earnings bracket, your tax rate is 40%. So you're going to start paying 40% tax on that £5,000. 40% of £5,000 is £2,000. But that's not the end of it, because on that £10,000 between £100,000 and £110,000, you'd already paid 40% tax on that £10,000. So you've already paid £4,000, and this £2,000 is an addition to it. So now this £10,000 has cost you £6,000 in tax. If you're an employee or you're self-employed, there'll be an additional 2% national insurance on top, so that takes it to 62% tax. And if you have student loan outstanding, you'll be paying another 9%. So you'll be coming out with £2,900 out of £10,000. And then when we factor in that you can no longer access the free childcare, you're probably making less money. You'd be better off if you earn under £100,000. So this extra £10,000 of earnings is actually costing you money. Now, thankfully, there are ways how you can control what income band you fall in. The most common way is through pension contributions. If you contribute to your pension, the UK government will consider that tax-free earnings. In a similar way, if you give money to charity, the UK government will also consider that tax-free earnings. So what happens is, for every pound you put in, the charity or the pension provider will claim back 25p from the UK government. And as far as your income bracket is concerned, your income bracket will then reduce by £1.25 for every £1 you put into a pension or a gift to charity. So with this person earning £110,000, they can donate £8,000 to charity or put £8,000 into the pension, and the gross charitable donation or pension contribution will be £10,000, and they therefore fall back into the £100,000 income. For those who are self-employed through a limited company, you can control how much you choose to extract from your company. So to do this, you just make sure that the combination of your salary, benefits in kind, so that's if you've got a car through the business or any other taxable benefits through the business, and the dividends that you take out of the business, the combination of those three are below £100,000. And you can just keep the rest of the money in the company. If you like this topic, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover on my videos, please let me know.